What's up, guys? Aaron with Twins Garage. I am getting ready to install the new ARP head studs in the engine, so let's get started. So first off, I got the kit over here. It comes with instructions, a sticker that I put on the refrigerator in the garage, and lube. There's the actual nuts, and then we got some washers. Here are the studs. This kit is actually a lot cheaper than I expected. I looked up some new head bolt prices, and I believe through Subaru they wanted $130 to $150 for the new head bolts, and this kit was actually only $185, I believe, and you can reuse these. So if you have to do your head gasket again in the future, you can just reuse these same ARP head studs, and these also are going to hold a lot more power and then the OEM head bolts will. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is to clean the surface of the head gasket and clean inside the bolt location where the head studs will be going inside of. They want you to use a chaser to run down inside the threads, but most of us aren't going to have that. So I'm going to show you another way you can do that using your old head bolts. You can clean up the threads on the old head bolts and just run that down each spot, and then that's going to be clean enough. It's better than nothing. Well, then you can blow it out with compressed air or an air compressor. And this is a good time to make sure you get inside the pistons, the carb and all that cleaned up, and inspect everything in there, make sure everything looks good, because you don't want to put everything back together, all the heads, and miss something that could be in there that could damage anything. So make sure everything's cleaned up and looks good inside of there. You don't want to use anything that can damage the pistons or the cylinder walls. So a brass wire brush is good, or even some steel wool without putting a lot of pressure in there, and some cheap carb cleaner. So I got one of the stock head bolts here. Threads are clean for the most part. So you're gonna do that for each spot. Another thing you want to do is make sure the location where the new head gaskets can go on is cleaned up real well. I'd use a brass brush. Wire brush will clean that up as what help, and you can use carb cleaner, brake cleaner, any of that will work. Now everything's blown out, so I'm just taking some carb cleaner or brake cleaner, whatever you have, and I'm spraying down everything and cleaning the surface of the head gasket's going to go on, making sure there's nothing that's going to prevent that from seating all the way properly. And it's a good idea to take your fingernail and just kind of run along, make sure there's nothing that's not flat. I don't have a feeler gauge, so I can't really test to make sure if it's 100% flat, but there's a feel a spot there where a little bit of old gasket might still be stuck on, but you rub it down with a rag most of the time, it cleans it up pretty well. So give everything a quick clean again. So now we are ready to put the head studs in. In the instructions they say to put the head gasket and then the head on first before putting these in, but I think that's stupid. So I'm going to put them in before I do that. And you know which way they go in because the little hex spot is top, that goes down in the block. Make sure you put some fastener assembly lubricant that ARP supplies on the threads before putting this down in there. They say to only hand tighten it, but I'm going to, once I get them installed, I'm going to snug them down just a little bit. Well, you don't want to torque them down at all. You just want to make them all the way to the bottom until they don't go anymore. I'll take some type of straight edge to make sure these are all even. Tell that one's not. I can tell these two need to go down some more, but I'm gonna go find a straight edge just to check. So I'm unsure why some of them seem to go way down. Like this one seems like it doesn't want to stop, and some of them are way up compared to others, so they should all be even. My understanding is, anyways. Could be a little messy, but you definitely want some oil in there. I prefer some 30 weight. I usually use 10W30, but I only had some cheap 5W30 here. But anything, honestly, you could even use engine assembly lube. Doesn't necessarily have to be oil. Once that's all lubed up, clean up any mess that you may have made around the edge where your oil pan, or your head gasket's gonna go. Pretty important, you clean it up. Okay. Now we can put the head gasket on. And like I said before, make sure you put it the correct way. It's really not too hard to see how it goes on. Make sure the correct head for we are working on the driver's side. Make sure everything looks good. You don't want to tip it upside down like I almost did. You don't want to drop this right down on there. You want to gently lower it. Make sure nothing's in the way. There we go. That's got to go down more for sure. That's got to go down more. So that one's perfect. So yeah, these two here are really high. The rest seem about perfect. So I'm gonna get those figured out and then I'll come right back. As I was saying, if you have one of these, Alex left this here by the way. If you have one, they're really nice because you can measure, and it should be anywhere from 19 to 20 millimeters from sticking out. So all of them are 19, this one's 20, and then these two are actually 18.9, but it's gonna work. So. And I got this one to go down. I pulled this one back out and sprayed some brake cleaner in there. Oh, my thing's dead. Blow the brake cleaner out. Like I was saying though, it turns out you're not really supposed to use this on the part that goes into the block. You can, but they don't really recommend you do it. So when I did pull them all out, cleaned them off and put them back in, but then I found some other reviews of quite a few people saying that they did it and had no problems, and that they always do it and they prefer to do it that way. So it's up to you. Now you need to open the bolts and the washers, clean them off real well. You want to clean all the oil and everything off, and you also want to make sure all the surfaces are cleaned in here where these washers will be placed, which mine are all clean. I just picked these heads up from the machine shop. When they're clean, you just drop them right over it. But now you want to put the lubricant on the threads of this, as well as just put some on the bottom. It's kind of a pain to get down in there with this on the threads, but I swear this is gonna be pretty important to get it in here. Just grab the socket to help kind of bring it down. I'm only just barely gonna snug it. Just as soon as it stops, done, I will. And I'm gonna clean the excess lubricant off. Okay, the next steps are very, very important. The head is looking this way. That's the way it's mounted, so you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you want to tighten them all to 30 foot-pounds, then all the 60 foot-pounds, and then all the 90 foot-pounds. Done. So yeah, 1, 2. Now we're coming up to here, 3. Pull it over here. Boom. 5. Back up to the front. And 6. Boom. Okay, so now we are going to move up to 60. So we're going back on the same sequence again from the inside out. Now the final step of 90, which my stinking torque wrench only goes up to apparently 85. So I guess that's what we're doing. I'll probably borrow a torque wrench this week so I can finish getting it the 290. But wow, whew, that was a close one. We almost lost the engine. Alright, so I'm gonna keep that in there just to show. Like, I knew from the start that the bracket back here was loose, but I figured at the time I was being lazy, I was trying to get this done. Didn't get this up on the stand, so I didn't go back and tighten everything all the way, and that could have been a disaster. Luckily it wasn't, so I forgot about that to go back and do that. So I just tightened everything, so it should be fine. Okay guys, as you can see, the head gasket and the head is mounted with the new ARP head studs. Pretty much everything you need to do to get the head gasket on. That's gonna be it for this video. I will be making another one, putting the timing kit on, and the cams, but I'm not going to do that right now. It's really late. I gotta work in the morning, so I'm gonna end this video here. I'm not gonna do another how-to on the head gaskets for that side, but I'll probably make a vlog video and do a little time lapse of me installing that side, and then I'll come back and do a video on how to do the cams, and then another one for how to do the timing. Before I go, I just want to stress how important it is to make sure everything's tight on the engine stand before you start torquing things down. Could have been bad. Luckily it wasn't. I also want to mention to make sure your torque wrench goes up to 90 foot-pounds. Mine only goes up to 84 actually, unfortunately, so I'm going to borrow a friend's probably this week so I can get it to the 90 pounds. I'm sure it'd be fine keeping it here, but I just want to be safe and sorry. I don't want to have to redo all this. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please comment below or shoot me a message either on YouTube or Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Peace.